had a poor start last game. Do you get caught up in getting off games to a great start, or how that affects the totality of the game?
Well, we want to have a good start. I mean, we're fortunate that we had a poor start and so did they. So, you know, for Minnesota to not be able to take advantage of that, and, you know, maybe it was both teams having a little bit of nerves or being a little too overhyped, whatever it might have been. You know, we were fortunate to be able to come away in that first quarter with a tie. So yeah, we certainly want to come out and make a statement. Metaphorically, throw the first punch. Certainly want to be able to do that. So it is concerning, but at the same time, because they weren't capitalizing on it, you know, we were able to just maintain and sort of plug away and find ourselves in a position to get some momentum in the second. You know, if they hit difficult shots, then you live with that. And so I think we have to just keep her off balance with the way that we're playing her. I think we let her get too loose in the pick and rolls. She got too many easy looks off of those. She got too many easy looks off of offensive rebound putbacks. So we need to stay a little bit more connected than we were with her. But we also have to send her different looks, whether it be double teams, whether it be fronting her, whether it be three-quartering her, maybe, you know, forcing her to hit jump shots and make everything that she does difficult.
Do you ever think that, I mean, you could shoot 36% in the game and still be able to pull it out?
If you want me to be completely honest, I'm shying away from the numbers this year.
Okay.
I'm not making as much of an emphasis on our numbers as I am about our growth. Certainly when you look at stat sheets and you say, oh, we got to shoot in the 40s to be successful. So no, I wouldn't have thought that. But at the same time, I'm not going to overanalyze the numbers. You know, at the end of the day, when you're in these types of situations, it comes down to the details. It comes down to plays like Tamika Catchings made right before halftime, the hustle plays, the being able to stop Minnesota from having momentum going into halftime, to allow us an opportunity to get some momentum going into halftime. You know, the things that don't show up on the stat sheet when you get to this time of year are even more critical.
Why the change of mentality? Did something spark that? Or you just came to you? And
I think this year, because I wanted it to be a lay the foundation year, I didn't want to get caught up in overanalyzing. I didn't want to get caught up in saying, okay, these are our tangible goals, and if we don't achieve them, then we're not successful. And I really wanted our success this season and laying the foundation this season for what we're going to be about to be based more on continual growth, continual improvement, much less intangible oriented than tangible oriented, so that we can create a culture of understanding what it takes, of empowering one another, of trusting one another, and in knowing that ultimately our success or failure isn't always based on wins and losses.
You have to know that with that team that they're going to come out pretty hard tomorrow after losing at home. You know, coach even kind of not necessarily called out, but mentioned two players had to do more. You have to assume that there's going to be a very high level of intensity to start tomorrow's game.
Absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't think it would be any other way. I mean, this is a team that has great pride. This is a team that has players who have the ability to dominate games, and yeah, I think anytime that your back's against the wall, whether you're all-star players or whether you're reserves on the bench, or no matter who you are, when you're playing at the highest level, you have a tremendous amount of pride, and certainly they're going to come out and they're going to try to draw first blood, and we're going to see a much different Minnesota team than we saw in Game 1.
Are you, I mean, the veteran group that you have, less concerned about being happy with just one win on the road and going back home, or?
Well, I'm not really concerned about them being happy or being content. What I'm concerned about, and I told them this after the game, I'm like, you can enjoy this until midnight, and then this doesn't mean anything anymore. That game 1 means nothing. We have to come out and we have to understand that they're going to play with a high level of urgency, and we have to match or exceed that level of urgency. We know all season long when we play with high energy level, with a high urgency level, that we give ourselves a chance to be successful. And when we don't, we're not very good. And so I think our team has been through enough of the highs and lows of the season that we understand that if we don't bring it, we're going to put ourselves at a disadvantage.